Okay, so we're gonna try this again. I just tried to do a live Twitter thing on Twitter, like a live broadcast, because a company called Indie Solo sent me a mobile photography rig. It's like something that you would see like B-Script and stuff like that. But the whole idea of it was something to, it's something to help you with your mobile photography. And since I'm pretty ingrained in the mobile photography world, I thought, wow, this would be really cool to do live. And they wanted, my reactions live, so that was the idea. However, Twitter deleted the whole thing. So while this is not like a live reaction to what this is, I think this will be a more organized reaction to what the Indie Solo rig is and my impressions. So for people that don't know, I'm Tristan Pope. I'm a photographer. I'm also a mobile photographer. I do a lot of like iPhone photography and videography and stuff like that. And I just like to push the limits. And a long time ago, about 5 years ago, a company called Indie Solo came up to me and they said, "Hey, we'd like your feedback on a product we're developing that we think will be useful to mobile photographers." And I was like, "Hell yeah, sure, no problem." So we met in the city, sat down for coffee, and they showed me their product. It was called the Indie Solo. And yeah, I was pretty brutal. Like I really kind of tore into them. I was like, yeah, there were some problems with it, right? Like it just didn't feel right. And then I hadn't heard from them for five years, and I thought they kind of just dropped off the face of the planet, to be honest. Or they were like, fuck this guy. Lo and behold, they hit me up on Twitter, and they were like, hey, we revised majority of what we did, and we'd love for you to take a look at it. So they sent it out to me, and that's exactly what we just did, but we're going to do again. So it's going to be a lot more concise. So they sent me the Indie Solo. I'm going to show you what this looks like. So it comes with 3 lenses. Here's the lenses. This was my first issue, is when I went through these. I was looking at them, and I was like, all right. So we've got, it's nice packaging, right? It's got a nice little suede pocket for your lens. Then you've got your lens here. A lot of glass in these lenses. Looks like nice build quality. Hi, cat. Oh, yep. Okay, this is happening. Hold on. Some things don't change from stream to stream. He was in the other one. My first issue with these was that there is no indicator on these whatsoever of what millimeters it is. So I don't know if this is wide or if this is telephoto or if this is fisheye. It has no indicator. Like any lens on any camera is going to tell you what lens it is. And that's just for easy reference. It's not that we can't tell what our lenses are. It's just that it's just easier sometimes when you're in the dark to look down and you're looking at all your black lenses like this, like if you have 3 of these together, and go, oh, that's a 35, grab it and let's go. So that was the first issue I had with that. The second thing, I don't know what the second thing was, but I'll show you all the lenses anyway. So that one is, I'm assuming that one's going to be the telephoto. And then we've got like a pancake one here. So this one, maybe this is the fisheye. Not sure. I can't remember which one was which, to be honest. And then same design. It has the Indie Solo logo, but it doesn't have what lens it is, so I don't know what it is. And then let's see what the other one is. We've got, so this is the last lens. This is a lot larger. And it's got a lot. This one is not built as well. The plastic on this one is kind of, hold on, let me put a light on that so you can see. So the plastic on this one is kind of coming off. It's like, see how it's bent? It's like they glued it in improperly, so it's doing like this weird drop off there, which is not good. And that's not like a twisty thing, that's just weird. And then this top piece moves, I'm not sure what the purpose of that is. I'm sure there's a reason. I just don't know what that reason is. So yeah, so this is, oh yeah, this was the fish eye, I believe. So this is the fish eye. So yeah, so those are your lenses. But then let's hop into what the Indie Solo itself is. So the Indie Solo itself, let's see. All right, so this is the Indie Solo itself. That's what it looks like. Now, as you can probably tell, it's trying to mimic a camcorder from like the 90s. I had a camcorder in the 90s, right? Yeah. 2000 maybe is when they got a little smaller. Yeah. So your phone goes in here, and then you can look through the eyepiece to see your screen, and then the lenses attach here. And that's like all the different attachments that you can attach to it, apparently. And yeah, so that's what the whole point of it is to kind of make it like a camcorder. And then, hold on, this is super tight now. So, all right. So this is the IndieVice. All right. Now, there's stickers on here because these stickers were on the device. They're kind of like instruction manual stickers. So, for instance, I'll show you one of these up close. So, like, that was for the locking knob. So they have these on the actual device, which was a cool way to design it. And so when you open this and you're looking at it, you go and you don't know how to use it. You know, basically it has like instruction manual stickers on the parts, and it tells you how those parts work. Now, again, something I noticed the first time I did this was the smell. It's like opening up. It's literally like opening up like a plastic bag that was just freshly shot with spray paint. It is so wicked bad smelling in this box. And what it turns out to be is it's the eyepiece. Whatever this plastic is made of is the worst smelling thing I have ever smelled in my life, to the point where it's like it gives you like a headache. And that sucks because that has to go on your eye. And so throughout the first time I did this review, this smelled horrible. And it legitimately makes your eyes water. So you guys have to look at that. That's a problem. Like, that's a huge problem. I'm not sure how you missed that, because if you have a nose, I don't know, man. That's bad. The other thing I noticed is that it's right-handed only. There's no way to make it left. But what I did notice at first was I was like, wow, all right, looks pretty cool, right? Looks pretty neat. So it's got a GoPro mount with it. I don't know what that's for. I'm going to turn this light on so you guys can see a little bit more. It's getting dark out. Let me just on. Okay, so yeah, so this is, there it is. Every time that passes my nose. So that's the device. And then what comes in the box, other than a GoPro mount randomly. On the bottom here, you've got a ton of like lens attachments. And yeah, this is where things start to kind of go downhill, in my opinion, because this starts to get really confusing. Especially because I looked in the instruction manual and I didn't see anything that explains what these are for. Now, I know what they're for because I kind of understand it. It goes on this front piece where the lenses go, and it's supposed to help block like the sun so that it's only covering your lens on your phone, right? So like you put this on there, and then you line up your phone lens to that, and then you put the lens on top of that. It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of process to just get your damn phone to work. So that was like, okay. And then this metal piece, which I don't know what that does. Yep. And then it comes with an attachment for like the top for like a hot shoe, and then it has, or cold shoe, sorry, and then it comes with a USB capture button. So the reason it comes with a USB capture button, by the way, is because there's no way to really reach your phone once it's in here. So once you put it in there, you can't really mess with your screen. And that's a big problem, in my opinion, because programs like Filmic Pro or Movie Pro or any of these other programs out there, you really need the ability to access your phone to adjust all the settings. If you can't adjust your settings, you're kind of screwed, right? So I don't quite get... I don't know. I'll get to that in a minute. I really wish the original video would have saved, because it was really my opinions, like boom, like right off the bat. And trying to rehash opinions sometimes is difficult, but I will do the best I can for you guys. And then here's the instruction manual. And then this is obviously the pose that you should be holding it with. I don't know. It's so old school, the methodology behind it, that I just don't quite understand it. The whole, like, as phones are progressing, you know, you're getting the iPhone with three lenses on it. You've got telephoto, wide, and ultra wide. So it's like, what exactly do I need all these attachments and this big ass, you know, thing? Oh my God, cat. If, you know, my phone does it all in a small package. Like, the whole point of mobile photography to me is that it's mobile, right? Having to pack something like this is like, okay, well, it better be amazing, and there better be a reason for it. So let's put a phone in here. So there's a little attachment thing on the bottom here. So, and then you squeeze here, and it flips up, and it makes it easy to put your phone in. So I'm going to put my phone in here. This is the Max. So this is iPhone 11 Pro Max. You just line it up in there, and then you twist this, and there it's in there. And then you look through here. Put your hand in there, and you can look through here. Oof! Except you're going to smell that. And this is where I came into my first problem. There's a diopter. It's this little twisty thing that makes the lens go in and out, so that it gives you more of a. It lets you see the. Can you see it moving? Yeah, there you go. So that allows it to like focus your eyes so that you can see the screen. My problem is that I have to push it all the way down to the furthest point, and so it cuts off the left side and the right side of the screen. So I'm missing a ton of the screen now. So it kind of defeats the purpose of this like shield, right? And then when you take a lens and you put a lens on there, I really wish that it's making me sad that I don't have the original video, because it's kind of getting dark outside, so I don't know if you're going to see exactly what I saw in the beginning, but the lens flare itself is nuts. The other thing is that these things, the lens cap is the same screwing direction as so there's, see that? So like it gets stuck. Alright, so that's nice and tight there. So let's put a lens on there. I don't know which lens it is because it's not labeled. And then let's get my camera up. Video mode. Alright, so this way. Okay. Alright, so this is what you need to see. So if you're looking through here, you see all the flares? Like, that's a lot of flares. That's exactly what my eye sees, by the way. That is not acceptable for any glass whatsoever. It's like J.J. Abrams is orgasming inside the eye viewer. Like, what in the holy hell, Batman? I don't know if it's the size of the glass. I don't know if it's because I haven't put one of those little adapters on there to close off this little tiny bit of light in there. But I doubt it, because like, if I block that off, I still see a ton of flare. I don't think that's what's causing it. Like, there's no way that that's causing it, because everything else is pretty sealed. I think it's just too much glass going on here and not a good enough quality of glass. So you're just getting a ton of lens flare, and it's making the video footage unusable. And now you can also, okay, cat. He loves new things. You can also flip it, right? So you can look at it like this. Whoa. So you can flip it and you can look at it like this. And then you can access your screen. But the whole point of this is that you want it to be flipped down so that you can hold it camcorder style, right? And you can block out the sun and stuff through this eyepiece, which smells horrible. But then you can't access your screen. So yeah, you could adjust all your stuff and then flip it down. But what if you have to adjust something again? There's a lot of things that are happening here that are counterintuitive to what you would want to use your smartphone for. And so I'm not seeing the whole picture. I'm not quite getting it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The biggest thing that doesn't sit well with me is that when this is flipped, right? Watch this. That's the weight distribution. Even if I were to go on the largest part here, it's still front heavy, super front heavy. And when you're holding something like this, a camcorder, you don't want the front to be front heavy, because it's very hard and uncomfortable to hold it unless you're doing this two-handed. So now you need to do two-handed. But there's no real grips on the bottom here, right? This is not really a grippy area. And you're not gonna, you could hold it like this, but you're still front heavy. It doesn't make sense. There should have been a counterbalance in the back, some sort of counterweight to make it so that what you put on the front is not too heavy. And then if you attach any attachments, they're going to the front part. Sure, there's like one or two in the back, but majority are like in the front, and it's just going to get more front heavy. So that's a problem. That's like a big problem. Look, this is the reason I'm giving this so much, like I'm being as harsh as I was when I first met with these guys 5 years ago, is because you have things like this. This is from Small Rig. This goes over your phone. It has attachment points. It has attachment points. Has attachment points. And it's tiny. And it's super lightweight aluminum. Okay? And then you've got other things like this, where you can throw your phone into this and it just easy in, easy out. Full access to your screen. You've got that nice stabilization. You can see your screen. You don't have to worry about anything getting in the way of your lenses. You can put a moment lens on there, which is really tiny. Even this one, does this one have it? No. All right, well, the previous version of this actually had a moment lens adapter. But this, like, you don't have to worry about it, because you can just put your case in there and your little tiny moment lens adapter on there, which makes it super easy. So these are super small, compact, lightweight, easy to travel around with, whereas this is an awkward shape. It's very big. You don't have access to your screen, which is the most important part of everything. You don't see all of your screen if you adjust this diopter, and then you're having this flaring issue with all of the lenses, which makes me question, are these lenses even worth it? And then I'm looking at the invoice of what this would have cost me. And what this would cost you is $335 total with 3 lenses. Now, the lenses are relatively affordable, $35 per lens, but so far the lenses, to me, they don't work. And then the device itself is $230. $230. Like this, all of this is like $90. This little adapter for your phone is like, I don't know. I think this is like $75. So what makes this $230? The nostalgia of the idea that, I get to be in the 90s camcorder, 2000 camcorder feel again. that's not enough to sell me on this. And I think that's the most important part here. And I told them this, I remember 5 years ago, going like, what's your target audience? Because the audience right now is, the older generation that really loved their camcorders. But did anybody really love their camcorders? Like, you've got the diehards who like the cameras that go on your shoulder, right? That's something that's real, because that helps the balance and all that stuff. But did anybody really love the camcorder days, the tiny camera days? Like, I don't think there's really an audience for that, and that's what this is selling to, and that's what the real selling point of this is. But it causes so many issues. It has counterbalance issues. It has attachment issues. It's just a big piece of equipment to carry around. And then, if you want to actually be able to adjust your screen, you have defeated the entire purpose of why do you even have this in the first place. If you just had this top part with the lenses, maybe then that would be worth something. But as is, it just doesn't make much sense. Even if you put a Bluetooth record stop go on there, it doesn't allow you to adjust your focus, doesn't allow you to adjust your exposure. So you're losing a lot of functionality of the simplicity of a smartphone. And so while the design itself is cool looking, and it kind of makes sense in theory with the way that phones work and with the way that mobile photography and videography works, I feel as though this type of design is outdated for something that is pushing forward. Like, we're no longer in the place where the screens are too dark in the sun. Like, you can't see if you're in the sunlight, you can't see your screen, so you need this big thing to cover your screen, which also, by the way, is not fully covered. So it's not giving you that full shade coverage of it. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's like a nostalgia piece to me. Plus, have I mentioned that this smells really fucking bad? You guys need to look at this. You can't sell it like this. It's disgusting. So, yeah, that's my opinions on this. I think the lenses are cheap. I don't see literally the lens flares and the way that it feels to me is just. It's absolutely garbage. I would never use these lenses. The lenses themselves, if they were good, they need to have, what millimeters and the simple markings that normal lenses come with on them. That's like super important. Sorry, sirens, because I'm in New York City and this is live. And then, the balance of this thing is just all wrong. And then the price of it compared to something that just makes sense for modern technology. Like, this is adapting to modern technology. This is trying to adapt modern technology to old technology, right? So I was hoping that this was going to come back to me, and after 4 years, and it was going to make a little more sense. But to be honest, the longer that this goes, the less it ages well. You've got phones now with 3 lenses. You've got the wide, the ultra wide, and the telephoto. So why do I want the adapters? I don't really. I really don't. And if I do want them, why wouldn't I go to a company like Moment and get the smaller lenses that are really good quality, not reflective, horrible quality that's happening there? And maybe that is a problem with this, but why do I have to, look through an instruction manual that doesn't really explain it? But also, why do I have to futz around with matching up my lens to the holder, to the when I could easily just buy a Moment case and plug in one of their things for less money than in this entire rig? I can get all of their lenses for the price of this rig with a case. So why do I want this? Why don't I just put a hat on and then hold the phone up here, and then I have the shade that this is allowing, so my screen is a little bit brighter in the sunlight. So, yeah, I mean, look, it is built better than it was when I first saw it, but I couldn't recommend this to anyone, and it just doesn't make any sense. And I think also there's a lack of understanding the the demographic and also just the user experience, and the fact that like this is only right-handed. I don't see a left-handed option, and that the quality control where you literally can't see your screen if you have to push that little thing in to focus. So you miss out on half of your screen, so it defeats the purpose of it anyway. So unless you're fully pulled out, it's like, well, why am I using this? Yeah. So I'm sorry to kind of rip into this again, but I had higher hopes for what would happen over the years and from what you guys were telling me. But I feel like it's, I think the most important thing that I've said is that these adapt to modern technology, and this is trying to adapt modern technology to old technology. So I'm going to leave it at that. I really appreciate you guys sending this out to me. I appreciate you taking my feedback twice in a period of 5 years. And, I appreciate the fact that you're probably going to hate me for, being so harsh again. I remember our first conversation, and I was like, why do we need that? Why do we want this? Why do we want that? Why do we want that? And I feel like we've, seeing this again, it's changed in the fact that it is built slightly better, but at the same point, there's a lot of things that are overlooked. The smell of this plastic is overlooked. All right, cat. Oh my lord. Oh. Come here. Okay. So the smell of this plastic is completely overlooked. The fact that you can't look through this without losing part of your framing. The fact that the lenses create J.J. Abrams hell. The fact that the lenses aren't labeled. The fact that you don't have a left-handed mode. The fact that it is completely lopsided in its weight distribution. There are a lot of things here. Oh, and then this complicated, like you have to line up your lenses to the thing and put things. There's so many things that make this not a complete product that I just don't understand it. When you can literally take your phone out of this and you can go to a small rig like this, right? And you can just do this. Done. You are ready to film. Ready to film. You're ready to go. All set. If you have another case on here, MoMA lenses, done. No ifs, ands, or buts. You have great stabilization. You can see your screen great. You can access your screen great. So when there's things like this on the market, I just don't understand the point of this. So anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. And IndieVice, thanks for dealing with me again. And I hope you understand why I've said the things that I've said. And I'll see you all in the next video.